Hi guys, Enda here from TrendSpotter. Down $1,210 today for a red day recap. Let's dive right in. I traded BA 4 times today, and I'm not upset about the 4 times. I'm upset that on Friday I lost my first 2 trades, and then I fought back to come out like with $100 and something. And today I lost my first 2 trades, and then I lost the third trade, and then I lost the fourth trade. And I started to think that I was jinxed. I was like, what am I doing? What's happening? What's going wrong? So let's dive in and have a look. And I'll show you how not to trade. Okay, so the first trade was right here, 934 long. I took a 176.05, which was just kind of the break of the dollar. Little high up, but it was kind of red and it didn't go green till up here. So it went long up here, 05, and nothing just came against me. And I said to myself, while I was in the trade, I didn't say it to myself, I said it out loud, if it breaks the VWAP, I'm out. And it did break the VWAP. I got out at 40, I think it was, 175.40, around about there. So that was fine. That was a 65-cent loss. I was like, okay, it's going to go short. I knew it was going to go short because the MACD stayed red and everything started going red. And I said, nice one, I'll just get a nice short here now and I'll make up for that. 936 I went short. So in here I went short and I went short 175.01. I have to stop waiting for whole numbers because I'm leaving behind like 30 or 40 cent. So anyways, 175.01. I got in and went down and I was very proud of myself. I was like, yeah, okay, cost of doing business, you take a loss. Got short here. This was a $2.70 move. So it went down here. It went down to 67-cent profit, which was about 57 cents. I said, no, I'm not taking it. Then it bounced back up and it came to here, which was 175.50. Now, on my previous trade, I actually said if it breaks the VWAP, I'm going to get out. As in, not breaks it, but breaks and opens below it kind of thing. And it just popped here and then eventually did it, right? But on this trade, for some reason, I wasn't paying attention to the VWAP. So it came down, came back up, and it was hovering around. It was a very difficult trade in 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes really before it made the move. Well, 6 anyways. And it just kept hovering back up. And it was always like 40 cent against me. It wasn't like 10 cent against me. So I was just like, oh, 2 losses in a row. And that starts to play on you. And then I was like, Friday, first 2 losses. You know, I said, is this going to be another one? And then I did the most unbelievable thing ever. I handed it back. I stopped myself out at 175.07. I think it was in here. Stopped out. Now, look at that failing off the VWAP and look at this bouncing off the VWAP and then straight down. Now, I know 2 or 3 of you stayed in the move and won the move, and I'm very proud of you. Like you did exactly what you were supposed to do. I didn't. And it bounced perfect off the VWAP and came down and did the $2.70 move. So that was a 6-cent loss and a waste of time. Okay, fine. So moving on, right? Bit pissed about that. Then got on to 956, which was here. And of course waited for the whole. Now I think it did only go green about up the whole dollar, but I got in 173.07, so about here. And this was an awful trade. This was an awful trade because it went up, nice, kind of tried to break 50, didn't. Came back down, I was like, okay, 40 cent. And it stayed down here between 70 and 85 for 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes. And it was an awful trade to sit in because it was going down. I was kind of saying to myself, if it broke all these lows down here, 28. But that would have been, you know, a 65-cent loss here, a complete balls of a move here, and then another like 60, 70-cent loss. I was like, I'm not losing 3 trades in a row. I'm just not. And saw it turning here. And 2 minutes, by the way. So it was in here, and I was like, oh, look at it, it's going to go up. It touched 173. Then I stopped. When I saw the short label, I stopped out. Now, excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. I broke 2 rules here. The entry was fine. The move didn't happen. Nothing wrong. The move didn't happen. Big deal, right? And the MACD turned, so I was like, yeah, it's going to take off. The problem was I should have stopped out when this went red. But the MACD was still green, and I was kind of hopeful that it would just take off like that, and it didn't. And the SPY, by the way, at this stage, took off. I was literally watching it. The SPY, I was like, nice one, this'll do it. It didn't. It did the opposite. But because I stopped out in here for 62 down here, right, for 45-cent loss. Because I got stopped, or I stopped out in there, I didn't give myself enough time to get the reverse and follow this down, which was like $1. So that would have been a beautiful move. And especially if you watch this on the 1 minute. BA on the 1 minute for that move, and the 2 minute, which is here. Look at this here. There. Look at it. Nice, nice. Down. So I missed that move. So you can see the pattern here. First one, false breakout, no problem with it. Second one, handed it back, really upset. Well, not really upset, just pissed at myself. Third one, had to sit through that. That was painful. Fourth one, missed it because I broke the rules and didn't get out earlier. Fifth one, I said, right. I was humming and hawing about taking a fifth trade. Look at this trade. How big is it? My actual entry was 175.32. So, yeah, right here. 35, sorry. In there. Wait, 10.18, sorry. It was actually here. It was even better. Even better. Because it was red, I was holding off on the entry, even though it was all thing. Because I was just going through all this stuff back here. I was like, no, I'm going to wait for a green candle. And I did, and it was fine. And this was a $2.14 move. Now, volume on BA has been really low. So just let me kind of rewind it for a second. I said on Friday, when I got 2 losses in a row, followed by 1 win and then a win in Roku, I said that low volume BA, you have to be careful. Don't be looking for $1. Take 60 cent, get out, you know, blah, 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 even 50 cent. Just get your money and get out. And low volume again today, and I didn't do that. Anyways, got in here. I was like, this is great now. I'm in. And it shot immediately up to like 80. I was going, cool. Now this is 4 minutes later. And then this magic fairy entered my head and said, you know what? Don't take a loss on this because that'll be 4 losses. What do you mean that'll be 4 losses? It doesn't matter if it's 4 losses. But psychologically and pride-wise, I was like, I'm not taking 4 losses in a row. How will I explain myself? I mean, who am I explaining myself to? So it literally came down. I missed the 35, right? Because it was at like 30, 40, bang, it went down to 30. Stopped out at 30, so I took a 5-cent loss. So technically, if I was following that insane rationalization I was doing, I took another loss. But the worst part, the kicker here, guys, is I got stopped out at 30. It went down to 21. Now, 21 and 35, that was only 14 cent against me. Nothing. Nothing. And then it went up. So that's, I lost that dollar move. I lost that dollar move. So technically, all things being straight and normal, and if my head was screwed on properly today, if you were following the rules today, you would have taken a loss on this, and it's perfectly acceptable to get out if it breaks the view out, but even more acceptable to get out when the background goes red. Absolutely acceptable. Do not wait for a full dollar pullback to prove a point. Like, because you know your dollar, you have to get out of the dollar. Your stop loss is it's malleable, okay? And the background changing color is a definite sign to get out. Bailout or breakout or bailout, I think people call it. Anyways, so ideal world. I was in that trade. Long, failed, no problem. Short, I was in this short, should have just hung in there, and it wasn't even that far against me. If I give myself a dollar pullback, it never went against me a dollar, it went against about 50 cent. That would have been a beautiful one. So that would have made up all that, right? This one, okay, sad, out here, 40 cent loss. This one I could have taken a dollar down, even 80 cent. This one I could have taken a dollar up. That's how this was supposed to be traded. So if ever and that's how I normally trade it. I just wasn't doing it today. And if you are that kind of guy or girl that when you see this chart, you say to yourself, yeah, but there's so many other things that happen, and you know, you can't always, it's not that easy. I know it's not that easy. I just did it today, but it is that easy. It's that easy because I shouldn't have got stopped out there because I broke my rules. I played the only trade I played accurately was this loser, which I went in right and got out quick. I handed that back, and this loser where I got out but I didn't get out soon enough, let's say. And my big winners I handed back. So that's it, guys. What's the moral of the story? I'm just after trashing my P&L ratio, but you know what? Who cares? I'm at 65.63%. I was at like 79%, but I don't actually care about the P&L ratio. That's only a vanity number. I still have 10,000 up on the month. We'll probably do another 10,000 before the end of the month. That's it, guys. Anybody need to try the TrendSpotter after me showing you how not to use it, reach out to me in the details below. Okay, talk to you in the next one. As always, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more info, and if you require a trial of TrendSpotter, click the link in the description. Talk to you in the next one.